Welcome back, scholars, to this second week of your quarantined AP English Language and Composition. In this video, I just wanted to start off by saying a big thanks for what you did last week, talk about some of the changes for the upcoming week, talk about the new required content versus optional content as we prepare for the exam, and finally also talk just about week 2 at a glance, what you can expect to do this week. All right, starting off with a big thanks to you guys. This was a lot to process, I know, in a very short amount of time. It was a lot to process for us teachers in a very short amount of time, too. We asked you guys to work in a whole new way, to learn at a whole new pace. And so for sticking with it, I want to thank all of you for doing that. So last week was a challenge, but there are some changes for this week, many of them handed down by the district as they figure out more and more what they'd like for us to do with this e-learning process. The first one is that lessons will now be weekly. I was very suspicious of the daily lesson format to begin with. The only reason I did it was because I had to do it that way. And then the district decided that that was a terrible way to do things. And so naturally, they're letting us do weekly lessons, which is a good thing. The deadlines, as you guys know, or should know by now, I posted about this last Thursday, are now Sunday night. Sunday night at midnight, everything is due for that entire weekly lesson. And grading, nothing from last week will be taken for a grade on the last marking period. Everything I said that Q1 is going on this next marking period. The vocab quiz, thank you guys so much for doing that. I can't actually take that for a grade, though, because of all the numerous technical errors and inconsistencies that I had. So it was good to try. Thank you for those of you who stuck with it. Thank you for those who did well on it. But there was just too many variables, and it's not really fair for me to go ahead and take that as a graded assessment. However, we are moving forward. In this marking period, we're supposed to take 1 grade per week, which is actually more grades than we were originally taking, which is odd. So maybe that'll change too. I expect to assign a major thing done every week that will likely be graded, but maybe not all of it will go into the grade book. We're still waiting to hear about clarification for that. So expect 1 assessment per week in this time. Also new this week are the way that I've structured the content. The people in charge of the AP, or Advanced Placement Education here in Frisco, have issued some core guidelines that all AP teachers are supposed to follow as far as AP instruction for the rest of the year. We're supposed to prioritize 3 things in this order. 1 is exam prep. 2 is prep for courses next year so that you're prepared to take the next course. And then 3 is to hit our state standards. And so given that, I've created new course content and divided it up into 2 categories. There's required content every week, and then there's optional content every week. The AP Lang exam prep content is required, and it says that on the lesson page in parentheses, required. However, the vocab and mechanics assignments, those are optional, as well as the literature study. That is also optional. I encourage you guys to do all of the work, the vocab mechanics and the literature study, because that can help you in a number of ways. For one, the vocabulary mechanics enrichment can improve your writing, and you are going into taking the AP Lang exam, which is a huge writing exam. And the literature study, that can help just improve your ideas, make you smarter, so that you'll have more ideas going into writing those essays on the exam. Also, the literature study can help you prep for whatever literature course you take next year, whether it is AP English Lit or it is College Lit over at Collin County. Regardless, these optional assignments that I have created are things that can help you. They can enrich your life, and I encourage all of you, if you have time to do them, please do them. All right, so what will week 2 look like? Well, it starts off with a multiple choice practice that should take you a little less than half an hour. Then you've got a reflection over your Q2 number 2 essay. That's the analysis that you wrote of the Benjamin Banneker letter. I have scored those, and I will be sending those out via email after I scan them all in. That process could take a while, so please be patient because it could take me several hours on Monday to get all of those scanned in and sent out to you guys. After that, I've got a couple of Q2 enrichment lessons, just helping you better understand or help you improve your techniques rather on the Q2. And then lastly, you're going to be starting another Q2. Q2 number 3, you'll write a formal outline for that and write the whole essay by the end of the week. The optional assignments under vocab and mechanics enrichment, I've got a new program that we're going to use. We were given access to this called IXL. Maybe some of you have heard of it, used it for math before, but they've given us access for language arts. And so I'm going to ask you guys to do the language arts diagnostic this week. And then for the Lit Study, Introduction to Lit Study number 4, we got 3 new novels that we're going to study, and that begins with The Great Gatsby chapters 1 through 3. Again, those are all optional assignments, but I encourage you to do them as it can help you in other areas, especially things helping you for next year and help you prep for even this exam we have coming up. And finally, for those of you wondering about the movie stills from this week's video, I chose another appropriate video to our current outbreak situation here. Last week, you'll recall, was 1995's Dustin Hoffman vehicle outbreak. This week, it is 12 Monkeys, Terry Gilliam's classic. Oddly enough, also produced in 1995. I'm not sure why 1995 was such a hot year for virus movies, but check it out. 12 Monkeys is more of a sci-fi time-traveling thing about Bruce Willis going back in time to prevent the world from succumbing to an act of biological terrorism. And it's Terry Gilliam, so it's highly stylized, and it's just a really cool flick. All right, scholars, that's all I have for you guys today. As you continue working, I want you to work hard, be nice, and make sure you stay at home for your protection and for others. And if you, of course, have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see you.